So then we have optimism. And one version of optimism says that meaning of life comes from above. And by that, we mean God. Leo Tolstoy, I just mentioned him in Pessimism. He believed at one point life is nothing but a void to be suffered through. Well, maybe not, he discovered. First and foremost, optimism says life has meaning, and we're going to find that either externally or internally. Now, when I say that, I mean it's either going to be assigned to us from something external from us, or we're going to discover it internally. And Tolstoy, after his crisis of faith, his problem, his being convinced that life doesn't have meaning, determined that, in fact, there is meaning in life, and it does come from God. Tolstoy lived a great deal of time in the elite of society. He spent more time with rich, probably vacuous people than he did with down-to-earth people. He commented that among the rich, among the elite, religion is like fashion. You know, you put on your very best clothes and you go to the church where you basically show how wonderful you are. And they did that a little bit, but once they leave the church, there is nothing to their religious conviction. And to that end, he's looking around, his view of believers, his view of God is not a substantive one. But then he went among the masses. He went among the poor and the people who had it rough. You know, they didn't know if they were going to be able to afford to eat throughout the week. They had to labor hard for what they did have. And they had no luxuries. But what they had was a deep, devout belief in God. And this belief pervaded every single part of their lives, throughout every single day of their lives. They lived this belief. It wasn't a Sunday dress they donned and then set aside for the rest of the week. This was something that was a part of every single thing they did. And when he saw faith like that, Tolstoy came to conclude that there is, in fact, God, there is, in fact, meaning. And this wasn't rational inquiry. This was a product of faith. He had to take the leap of faith. He went amongst these people and he learned from them. And he came to understand the true nature of faith and belief, and it restored his own, which restored his belief that, in fact, God created him, and God created him with a purpose. Make sense?